What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, okay, making their debut on the channel tonight, we have Iced Earth. Yes, indeed. How about that? Iced Earth making their debut on the channel. This comes as a request from Hamish Alexander, and this is actually Hamish Alexander's prioritized request for the month of April for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So here you go, Hamish. I hope you enjoy the show, man. Hamish wanted to see me react to this song by Iced Earth called In Stygian. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a minute, hang on now, this does sound familiar, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Merrick, okay, and the video has 203,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Iced Earth, In Stygian live, Metal Camp Open Air 2008. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Interesting tempo change. Okay. The energy's great. The drive is great. I love the feel of the song. I like how they switched up tempos. After they did the little intro and they went into the actual main riff of the song, they did switch up their tempos a bit. They did get a little bit faster. Noticeably faster. Not a huge difference, but noticeable. You know what I mean? The guitar tone on this, I'm loving that, man. I'm absolutely loving the guitar tone here. Nice, thick, crunchy sound without being muddy and not so thick that we're losing the attack. I'm hearing the attack of the guitar, the pick on the string every single time. So that sounds really good. Bass, can't really hear it. I haven't locked into it yet. I haven't found it, so it may be just getting completely buried, which will be unfortunate if that's the case. The drumming sounds really good too. I'm really digging the drumming on this. Some great patterns, some great feels, and most importantly, having a great setup way to set up the feel of the song to keep it going. And the subdivision work from everybody is outstanding. Guitar, drums, I'm assuming bass is in there too. I can't really hear the bass, but I can only assume he's in there. The subdivision work in this is, I guess, what's getting my attention more than anything else. So really nice job on those. Vocally, it sounds okay. Like I'm not personally thrilled with his vocals. I think his vocals, for lack of a better word, I think they sound a little thin. I think they sound a little shrieky. But that might be the signature style that they have and they've had for years, and that's the way it's going to be. If that is the case, I don't know if I can get into these guys. I mean, the vocals are, granted, it's just one guy, but it's the lead vocalist. It's kind of an important thing. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's keep going here. Okay. That'll switch up. Nice.
On the night it came to me, it was like nothing I'd ever seen. A vision darker than death itself. A violent cloud straight from the depths of hell. And when I saw my destiny as it approached, I was frozen still. I couldn't move, couldn't scream for help. Out of the darkness it reached for me. And that's when it planted the evil seed. Stop.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of this vocalist. I'm sorry. I have no idea who he is, but I'm not a fan of his. Everything else, I'm digging. I'm digging everything else. The guitars, still don't hear the bass. But the guitars are coming through clean. The drums are coming through clean. The subdivision work, still digging that. And I love how they changed the feel again by changing the direction of the song and the tempo of the song. Very nicely done. Very cleanly done. Not even in an abrupt way. I mean, you noticed it. Listen, you can't help but notice it, right? But it's not like a train wreck. It's not like, no, it's not that. It's, oh, we switched. Now we're going that way. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? I'm digging everything about this except the singer. I do not like his voice, man. His vocals. Ooh, man. Whew. That is a hard listen, boy. Oh, man. Anyway, let's keep going here. we switch it up again. All tapping, I'm sure. Switch up feel again.
Let us right step aboard. We have a very long journey. You owe us. You got what you wanted in your mortal life. Now your soul is in our grasp. It's time.
Change it up again. And we're changing up again. They are changing up a lot. They are. But here's the thing. Number one, it's like an 8-minute long song. Okay. Could you imagine doing an 8-minute long song where you stay in the same tempo and the same feel for the entire song? I could not imagine that. That would be mind numbing to me. That's number one. Number two. They're doing it so well and so smooth. It doesn't, like, you notice it. You know it changed. You know the change happened. But at the same time, it wasn't, like, jarringly abrupt, you know, or jarringly sudden. You could feel it coming. You could. And then when it did happen, it was no biggie because they did it so smoothly. Got to give them a lot of credit for that. That's, like, the highlight of the song for me, in all honesty. No, don't get me wrong. I'm enjoying everything about the song, except the vocals. But I mean, for the most part, though, I'm enjoying everything about the song. The one thing that's really standing out to me, though, is that the usage of the change of feel and the change in tempo, because they're both happening every time. It speeds up and changes, or it slows down and changes. So that's really good. It's really good. I'm digging it. Let's finish this out, and we'll get to the review.
Take a little trip right now to the gates where we will be denied entry. This one's called Question of Heaven.
That's weird. The vocalist actually has a nice voice. I wonder why his singing voice is just so anyway. Interesting. Definitely interesting. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Iced Earth with Travel in Stygian. This was a request from Hamish Alexander. And this was actually Hamish's prioritized request for the month of April for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So there you go, Hamish. I hope you enjoyed the show, man. Okay, I thought about it and I have a score here, and I think the score will pretty much make sense to everybody. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give that an 8.4. Yep, 8.4. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Dug the song. I absolutely dug the song. I loved the songwriting in this. The changes in feel, the changes in direction, the changes in tempo. I mean, and the thing is, every time they would do it, one, it made sense. Two, it was done very cleanly. So I really had no issue with anything they did there from a songwriting standpoint as far as the direction of the song goes and the construction of the song goes. Chordal flows all made sense, melodic lines all made sense, and there were multiple chordal flows and melodic lines. Each time they would change direction with the song, there'd be a new thing happening here chordally because they would change key quite often as well. So yeah, I mean, it was really well done. It was so smooth too. It never felt like, oh, this is a new song. I never felt that way. It always felt like it was all related. It was all very centered around the ideal of this song as a whole. It was a contributing factor, never a detractant. So I really enjoyed that. Probably the most impressive part about the song was the songwriting. So gotta dig that. The guitar playing, it was good. It was really good. It was actually great. I was really digging what the guitar players were doing. It sounded really nice. The guitar tone, nice and thick and crunchy yet crispy. You hear the attacks every time. It never got muddied up, and I really appreciate that. The bass playing, unfortunately, I really didn't hear it. I kept looking for it too, man. I did, and I just, every once in a while I would get a glimpse, but then it would just very quickly disappear. The drumming on this, outstanding drumming, way too set up. And I do say every time that they would switch, there was a setup happening. Now, the setup would happen in one of two ways. It'd be glaringly obvious to the point where you didn't need any thought. Like, oh, you would hear the fill and we're gonna switch gears again. Or in a very subtle way that you didn't see it coming, but because it was so subtle, the transition was very smooth. Usually in the more subtle changes is when that would happen. It was really nice, very tastefully done on the drummer's part. Really dug it. I really dug everything about the song except for one thing. Well, two things. There were two things. One, the vocals. My goodness. Look, I'm sure Iced Earth fans love this guy. I'm sure they do. I don't. I'm sorry. His vocals, man. Ooh, god dang it. It wasn't like he was singing out of key. It wasn't that. He wasn't pitchy, but his tone and his resonance and it was thin and nasally and no. Don't like him. Don't like his vocals at all. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't even think his vocals really fit with this band. This band really needs someone with a lot more power than this guy has. A lot fuller voice than this guy has. They have such a full sound. This guy, unfortunately, kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. I have no idea who he is, but I'm just not a fan of his vocals. I'm sorry. I know I'm probably in the minority when I say that, but yeah, not a fan. The other thing, I wasn't the biggest fan of the length of the song. I do feel like part of me feels like this song was so long because they were trying to squeeze so much into one song. what would have stopped them from making 2 songs? Instead of doing an 8-minute song, why not make 2 4-minute songs? You know what I mean? I know that sounds kind of callous, but you know, at the same time, I'm looking at this 8-minute long song going, okay, well, I'm sure there's a story to be told here. I'm sure there is. Can this story be broken up into 2 parts, or does it have to be all told in one thing? One long song. If so, what are they going to do to make sure that an 8-minute long song doesn't get boring? Well, they covered that with all the direction changes and the key changes and the feel changes. They covered that part. Vocals, I don't get. I've never gotten vocals, so the story of the song went right over my head, unfortunately. I don't know. Maybe it needs to be that long. Maybe it does, but I don't know, man. An 8-minute long song, okay. Here's what it boils down to. It didn't feel longer than 8 minutes, and it's not like the song dragged on and on and on and on and on. I never got bored, but at the same time, I never got carried away with it either. Like, it felt like 8 minutes. It didn't feel like 6. You know what I mean? Time didn't fly by. But it's appropriate. It's an 8-minute long song. It felt like 8 minutes, so it's hitting for par, you know? The length of the song is a much smaller issue to me than the vocalist. The vocalist. Anyway, no, but overall, it's a great song. I really dug the song as a whole. So, yeah, 8.4. I feel good with that score. And that's where we're going to stay. So, 8.4, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.